guys got a lot of good, wide open looks from the perimeter tonight. They just didn't go down. You just had to chalk it up to one of those nights. And how do you look at that?
I mean, we got open looks, we just didn't make the shots, and when you don't make those shots, you have to get the ball inside, especially when they're calling fouls the way they were. And I felt like we got the ball inside, we got to the foul line and didn't make foul shots. So either you have to make foul shots or you have to make the outside shots, and I don't think we did either.
Can you get in any rhythm with how they call the game now?
It's kind of hard, I would say, as a guard to get into a rhythm. I feel like we stop every 2 seconds, but that's just something that we have to get used to.
How does it feel to be back in this atmosphere, from a home crowd?
It felt good just being back out there and seeing my family and just being back out there with the team.
What did they do in Eurasia? It seemed like they were trying to, that was their key, was to stop you and dare you guys basically shoot from the perimeter.
Yeah, I think they were packing it inside and just letting the guards shoot from the outside, and then once they started drawing fouls, they were starting to double team, and the guards had to take open shots.
Were they calling it as close underneath as they were on the perimeter, did you think?
No, not really. Just on ball, they said one hand on and it's a foul. But down low was just physical, and it was just a lot of bumping. But I think it was a lot more, touchy for the guards.
Does that affect how you play, or are you worried they're going to call it like that underneath?
No, I was just still, ducking in, guarding my man how I usually do.
Mr. Coach Terry talked about trying to find a happy medium between your aggressive style of play without fouling. Is that something you think as players you're still grappling with? You want to stay as aggressive as possible, but you also know you can't contain people.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when you want to stop the drive and you kind of want to put your hands out there and you can't do that. And we've basically been playing like that forever, and now all of a sudden we have to stop. But it's just something we have to get used to. And tonight was a good test for us, and it showed us how it's going to be all year.
Alston, for them, obviously she got most of her points, taking people off the dribble. That on the scouting board, you knew she was probably going to operate that way.
It was on the scouting report that she liked to drive, but that was another thing we had to adjust to. I feel like if we could play defense the way we normally do, maybe she wouldn't have got as many drives like that, but we were kind of focused on not using our hands and being straight up, and she was able to just back us down and shoot over top.
Anything else for either player?
You've got a while before your next game out in Hawaii. Is it a good thing to get back in the gym and work on some things, put up some more shots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling the team, I just feel like this was a reality check. Obviously we're not as good as we think we are. We're not guarding on ball like we should. We're not making free throws. So I feel like this game and the time that we have in between, when we go to Hawaii, we can get a lot better and work on those things that we lacked today.
Make it easier the next games in Hawaii?
Excuse me?
Make it easier the next games in Hawaii?
Hopefully.
Teams in Hawaii are just as good. We still have to play.
Does the team usually respond when you go out there and talk to them like that, saying it's a reality check?
Yeah, I was just saying it in the locker room, just holding conversation. Everyone's kind of down right now, but when we go back to practice, we should be fine.